Fans, welcome to another edition of Xtreme Memories with your host, Kris Kloss, yours truly. Thank you for joining us. Want to, first off, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to repeat, like, share this video, comment, and subscribe to this channel. If you haven't done that, click that thumbs up right now. And the more subscribers we get, the more great content we can bring you. The content tonight, Xtreme Memories, another episode. We are rolling along with these watch-along reaction videos, and they've been a lot of fun, very interesting, and talk about going down memory lane. Well, without any further ado, we're going to go back to the year 2000, November 25th to be exact, for XPW TV episode number 33. Why this episode? There was a very special debut. He's not debuting tonight on Xtreme Memories. He's been here already, but we're going to bring him back to watch his XPW debut from the XPW 1.0 era. Let's welcome the Hardcore Homo himself. Yeah, from way West Hollywood, California. I'm talking about Angel. Welcome to Xtreme Memories. Yeah.
How you doing?
Doing good, Angel. Great to see you, man, as always.
Thank you. Great to see you
yeah,
too.
thanks for being here. Your interview was one of the more watched interviews that we did with the original segments of Xtreme Memories here on YouTube. And I think there was a curiosity factor, right? No pun intended, but there was a curiosity factor to see what you are like in real life. There was a little bit of that with Rivera, because when we were on together for the first time, that he dropped the accent. So it's very interesting for us to kind of pull the curtain back in more ways than one. We did that with you. And my friend, welcome back to Xtreme Memories. How you doing out there, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing great. It's great to see you as always. Like I said before, we go back, and we are going to go back right now. Are you ready, my friend, to see when you first hit the scene on XPW? and we can.
Is this the one with the little red speedos I had?
Yeah,
I'm surprised. I don't know which episode this one is, so I got to see.
I always forget it. I always forget his name, but I always compared you to the Jungle Book, the little boy on the Jungle Book.
Oh yeah, you did. I remember you saying in the show that.
Yeah. Yeah, you looked like him walking around. Yeah, and Crack was Baloo the bear. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thank you once again, fans. TW Chatter. That's how you're gonna find us on X and Instagram. Once again, the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to this channel. We want to hit that level of subscribers right here. And again, the more we get of those, the more subscribers we got, the more content we can keep feeding out to you guys here on the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel. Hey, that's how it works here on YouTube. So here we go back to November the 25th in the year 2000. And once again, this is when wrestling was on fire. If you remember, Angel, when we got into the business, I got in 97. I was hanging around Slammers. We talked all about that. You got in around that time as well. And what an opportunity this was for us. And of course, we were on television nationwide up until someone urinated on the Japanese flag, and then we got taken off. But anyway, then we got back on again. So without any further ado, let's do this. It's going to be a reaction video, a watch along. Once again, here, Xtreme Memories on the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel. If you're listening to audio only, go to YouTube, type in XPW TV episode number 33. You'll see the date, 25th of November, 2000. Get the YouTube commercials out of the way if you don't have premium YouTube. And once they're out of the way, start it at 0 when I count down right now, and you'll watch along with us. We hope you guys enjoy this. We've been enjoying these watch alongs very, very much. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, XPW TV episode number 33. Here we go. And this was that opener that everybody loved so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So you're obviously not on this opener yet, Angel, because again, you're debuting on this episode.
Yeah.
Yep. There's the boy, man, so many fallen stars. I can't help to think about that when I
Yeah.
see this. But we just saw the Public Enemy there. Both those guys were awesome. And they had that feud against the West Siders. Look at that. The LA Sports Arena, that was from Go Funk Yourself. And that was from Go Funk Yourself. I don't know what the hell that was. That was someone's VHS.
Sports Arena.
Yeah, most of this is Sports Arena footage. That's the Ventura Theater right there with D. That's the Hollywood Palace. There's the Sports Arena. There's the Office. There's the Hollywood Palace. There's Van Nuys, the Office. Whoa, hey.
The original, right? The original Office, because there's two.
Yeah, that's right. The original Office. So was that with Rivera and I. That was Reseda. That's the Office. That's the Sports Arena. That's the Sports Arena. LA Sports Arena.
I wish I would have been a part of it. I did wrestle the Sports Arena and other promotions, but I wish I would have been a part of the XPW ones.
Yeah, you just missed it. That's true.
I did.
Yeah, that was something else, man. I still remember that walking in there. And
in fact, I think this debut is right after you guys stopped doing the Sports Arena. It was that long gap. Yeah, it was a long gap. And then I came along and then I think this is at the Metal Fest.
Absolutely. You got it. You got it, man. That's bingo. There's the beautiful Jessica. Oh, the not so beautiful Pogo. You know, I just noticed they spelled extreme with an E right there. Extreme Pro Wrestling.
Was it? I didn't even know.
I think I vaguely remember that when they did that. It's like, did they do a spell check and leave it? Hey, man, look at that. What a sexy brand and a racy brand this was, looking back at it. The girls, the blood. I mean, it was just the sign of the times, man. And we had girls and we had the porn girls going. It was just in its own way, it was a hot product.
That's before to find porn on internet, you actually had to buy the cassettes or DVDs.
Yeah, and you still had like porn contract girls, superstar, celebrity porn stars, That's all Reseda right there. The Reseda Country Club. There goes the the Vogue Theater with Cronus there. There's the Sports Arena.
XPW had the longest intro.
Yeah, but they were great. We're not playing.
They were, because you showed all the great highlights, but it was so long.
It was so long, yeah. Well, remember, we didn't have commercials either.
Yeah,
there were no commercials. We paid for our TV time, and that was all Rob.
And
look at that natural blonde hair. Boy, I missed my long hair, man.
Yeah, I can't remember when you left XPW. Well, right before we left, did you cut? You cut it, right? Because I don't think you were part of.
Oh yeah, no.
You came back. I think you came back after an episode where you got kicked out for a little bit. You came back. Your hair was cut.
Yeah, what happened was I think I went up to Washington State to visit my dad, which is what I do twice a year. And so the store and I got a real estate job when I came back down. That's right. I got a real estate job, and they wouldn't let me keep the ponytail. So the story was, at the time on the XPW website, who is the true host of XPW TV? And there was a vote, and I did win by a few votes. It was close, right? So they made the storyline. Oh, Kris Kloss got a hacker from the Far East, and he hacked in to the website, and he committed internet fraud to make himself win. So I got put in jail. And then they cut my hair in jail like it's the military. I don't know why they cut my hair. So that was the story. But no, that was, yeah, man, everyone's like, why'd you cut your hair, dude? Because now you look like just everybody else. Yeah, I had a unique look. So, but that's just, hey, by the way, if I could choose, I'd rather have long hair than short. but everybody
Really?
tells me to keep my hair short, but I'd rather have longer. But yeah, man. So this was the cubicle here, and we were. This was after because they destroyed that set that Gary Key built. Oh, here's yeah. This is the. Oh wait, what is this? Let's look at some audio here, George. I forget.
Okay, don't hurt me. Calvin! Sit down. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not here for that. Go ahead. Sit down. Sit down! I come to pay thanks to Mr. Rob Black. For what? I'm feeling a little bit satisfied. The whole Jess and Johnny Webb thing, I've been entertained. The choke slam, that was pretty hot. Not as hot as the old boom, but that was
okay.
Hot.
Maybe turn the volume down.
See, I've done everything except kill those two.
So they're kind of, Bobby. This is Bob. Yeah. He was good. He was cool. I never knew his background. I mean, they used him as the neo-Nazi character. He did have some questionable tattoos, but I never got that. Did you ever get that vibe from him? No, I didn't either, right?
And I think they're talking about the boom is when they really did blow up Johnny Webb.
Yeah, that was actually when I was looking through this episode, Angel, I noticed that this was like an episode or two after that explosion, that accidental explosion that almost killed in real life Webb and Jessica, right?
I think last time we talked, I'm surprised nobody in XPW ever died. As many accidents we had. Oh man.
100%. I mean,
it always some type of fire, and as you can see, he's got a.
Yeah, I mean, you are definitely in that category, maybe the first in that category, but you got yourself, Vic Grimes. You guys were the two that came out the scaffolds. But yeah, so he was kind of slowly introduced as this neo-Nazi character, and even for XPW, we talked about this in the past at the time. I mean, they were even insinuating little things here with him, Kevin being Jewish, and he was a neo-Nazi. Like they were doing things even at the time it was a bit much, yeah. And I kind of thought it derailed Tool a little bit, even though he did need a mouthpiece eventually. I think he had a lot of momentum, and being now you're associated with the Nazi, I think that kind of screwed up his momentum. That's my opinion. Let's see what these two clowns have to say, George.
King of the Deathmatch, Supreme, takes on the Messiah. And what about the I Quit match between Kid Chaos and Rob Black's guy, Steve Rosano?
All kind of crazy stuff, man. You also see the star like Nosawa, Paulo the Clown, all kind of people.
Tracy Smothers.
The list goes on like World War III, Chico. Here it is. Go for yourself. Available now. Wow.
Okay, chat here. Let's see what's coming up. Okay, you could mute all this. It's fine. But just seeing how times have changed, John. I mean, look how big of a deal just that one VHS tape was. I mean, that was a prized possession. Folks, this is the year 2000. Virtually no internet existed. Yeah. Definitely no YouTube. No streaming, nothing. We always go back to this, John.
There.
Yeah, believe me, we've already gone through a ton of these on Xtreme Memories now, because this was the repeated commercial. But again, Rob did not want commercials. He was willing to pay for this entire hour. And toward the end, Kevin kind of convinced him, I think, let's just get commercials, and we can wrestling was hot. We were able to get sponsors,
Do you remember? I don't know if you paid for any. Remember those commercials we made with some of the wrestlers? I think Johnny Webb did one for Mad Dog 20 or
yeah.
And then there was I think it was a tattoo place.
Right.
Yeah. Whether we paid for it or not, just because they were funny, they were entertaining.
Right.
You know, it could be hand in hand. It could be either pay for it or the fact that it was on the show, but it was great. You know, you never knew. You know, I never got a shirt. I never.
Yeah. You and
never got one.
You and me both.
Yeah.
Well, Rivera got one. There it is, right there. There's where I wipe my ass with it, I think. Yep. Yeah, this is just good times, man. And you know what's funny is we're hawking all this merchandise. At the time, the bigger deal was oh boy. Was a bigger deal was the VHS than the t-shirts. Let's get some audio and see what these two guys are talking about.
Not Korean. I am Japanese. There's no difference between Korean and Japanese. You're all the same. So listen to me, you little bastard. The explosion match. Okay. When Sabu and Oni.
Listen.
What? Do you say hello to NC?
Hello, NC. Look at.
Do you say hello to Sulu?
I need like 2 minutes of serious time. Okay.
I'm being serious.
Listen.
Were you saying we're not serious?
Okay.
I know you're all stressing out. I'm on the phone. You talk. What? Go ahead. Go ahead, Kevin. I heard you're getting a new car. You're getting a new car? Where are you going?
Listen to me, okay? This is important.
Are you getting a new car?
I don't know. But I'm not going to survive if I don't have this conversation with you.
Okay.
The new car's not going to matter, all right?
Okay.
Listen. Your boy Cypher's in my office, lighting my papers on fire.
Sulu's going nuts over here. Okay?
Listen.
Okay.
Cypher, you know, your guy, you're
Yeah,
brought in to take care of Jessica and Webb.
Yeah,
Well,
Louis.
now he's in there. He's demanding title shots. He says whoever wins this exploding ring match between Sabu and Onita, him and Tool get the next shot.
Whoa, what do you mean?
Exactly.
No, not what does it mean? What exactly?
So I said to him, Rob did you a favor, brought you back in to take care of your wife. Try to, you know, Lizzie wants all those other women gone, and you know, we let him get rid of her instead of Lizzie, and now he's in there demanding title shots.
Dude, I brought him in. He called me up. He said, I want to take care of my wife. She's running around with the word. I said, yeah, come on in, because we wanted to get Webb out of the way. What do you mean title shot? He can't have a title shot. That's my belt.
I got your ear, and so if he doesn't get it, then it's my ass is gonna get blown up next.
I guess we could mute it.
Just gonna let this guy.
So yeah, this was again. We talked about this with the Rivera episode of the Onita press conference. We were scrambling at this. So that was actually 1 month before this, because that I believe was episode 29. Oh, it was either on the 21st and it was episode 29, or it was on the 29th and it was episode 21. I think it was episode 29. And yeah, it must have been, because it was only a month before this then. This is 33. And we lost the sports arena. The sports arena, and that was the final straw that broke the camel's back on that was Carlito Montana playing the Cuban character, turning his back on the Mexican fans by saying derogatory things about them and about African Americans, because he was going against the West Siders. So the Mexican,
really?
yeah. So they were already mad, but that was the final straw. And he was great though. Carlito, you know Carlito, man.
Yeah,
he was
trainer, yeah.
and he was old school heel heat, right? He was old school heel heat, so he did all the racial things, which is what.
In the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, so what he did was brilliant. He got the Mexican fans on his side because it made it like a Mexican black thing. And then he turned on the Mexican fans because he said, I'm Cuban, you guys are scum, blah, blah, blah. And they hated him more because of it. And then he's talking about blacks. But it was such good heel heat. Obviously, nothing you could do today. And it was it was like borderline Roddy Piper, Guerreros.
Yeah, with the
it was so old school good. But I'm talking about something like that there. But
why didn't he know that about Carlos. Wow.
Yeah.
So
So that was, they were already pissed at all of our controversy and all of our hardcore matches. So
well, remember, I'm the one that also, I'm the one apparently, and I don't know if it's true or not. I'm the reason why death matches got banned in Philadelphia. Because
that's right.
So my trainer got you guys. No, there's Crack. Oh, there he is.
Hold that thought, Angel. Let's get some audio here because yeah.
Obviously wanting to get Pogo.
What's he saying? You got my angel.
Well, you have
my angel.
Remember, Crack was very, very, excuse my French, pissed off at Pogo the Clown for kidnapping this angel. I mean, just this girl, I guess he loved so much.
You know what I tell you, man?
This girl he loves so much.
We have greasy meat. We have greasy meat. You know what? Another invention from the genius of Robert Black, Donald Trump, of the porno business. I bet you he's bringing in a new muchachita.
Wait a minute.
You know, with the nice eyes.
Who is she?
We are going to find
Who
out
is
right
she?
now. Angel. Angel is made.
What are her?
Se llama Ángel, como del cielo, from the heaven above. Sent down, you know, like all the beautiful girls.
Now what's her measurement? Give me the measurements, Rivera. I want to know exactly how she looks.
Well, I have the image in my mind. I have a 42, 39.
Now wait, here's Crack.
40.
What?
God, that crowd was rowdy. I mean, the stuff they were singing.
No!
No me digas. Hey.
Chico! It's the boy! It's the boy! It's the boy!
This is a criminal.
This can't be. What is this? The Jungle Book? It looks like the kid from the Jungle Book. Where the hell is Baloo?
Se llama Moby. This is, you know what? Let's stop here and make no more light of this situation and try to concentrate. Oye,
you hear him, angels calling for Crack. It's like he was crying. I mean, I can only imagine from the time Pogo's had him, kidnapped him, what could Pogo possibly done to this angel? And what's with the relationship between Crack and Angel? I don't even want to think about it.
Look at these fans, they're all angry. They not only a Pogo, but Venom cancel. You hear about that? Venom from the UK was supposed to play at the.
What are you talking about, Rivera? You're talking baloney again.
Oye, estoy currently aquí con la gente.
Right? Oh wait, Crack's got a steel chair.
Wow, otra vez la espalda. We got it with the chair. Hitting with the silla. Hard. Crack getting ready. Football stand.
Look how look at
yeah.
Almost the 3-6. He's hot. The glass went flying.
Look at him. Look at Crack. He's livid, Rivera. I mean, look how pissed off he is. Obviously, this angel means such a great deal to Crack.
Obviously, when you play with the little boy like that, the fuse is very short. Body clown.
I can't
pushing Crack to the edge. To the edge of insanity.
He's a little boy. I can't get over this. Crack. He's got an infatuation with the. Oh, what a clothesline that was by Pogo.
Hey, George. Okay. Hey, Angel. I forgot to tell you in the beginning. We'll when we play the show, we'll let it play, and then we'll talk when it's muted.
Okay.
My bad. I forgot to mention that. What these guys were like pound for pound, almost identical.
Joe is way bigger.
You think Pogo. He was way bigger?
I would. Yeah, Pogo is just beast.
Okay. You know what? Actually, now that I think of it, I'm sorry. They were about the same height.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Dude, Crack was a big guy though.
Yeah, but Joe was just a solid.
Yeah, Joe was just on another level. You're right.
He could move. He just wasn't a slow guy.
I'm more talking about. That's probably just the announcer and me just selling it, but Yeah, okay. More I look at it, you're absolutely right. But yeah, they're same height, and there weren't too many. I'll put it this way: there weren't too many other guys that could match up as well as Crack could to Pogo.
Yeah.
Right. So
Well,
yeah, we're selling it. We're selling it that who's this girl? Who's this girl? Da 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 da. And
so I don't know if we caught it when we were doing the thing, when I guess the audio was playing, but this crowd was rowdy. Some of the stuff they were saying, I'm not going to repeat, but it still shocks me. I still bring it up to fans who've asked me like what it was like back in those days. I'm like, the fans back then gave it to you, and it's like,
So keep in mind here, we lost the sports arena. This is our lull between getting Patriot Hall, which we did shows regularly, but this was a one-off show we did in November. And this was part of Metal Fest at the San Bernardino National Orange Show. This is where Monday Night Raw was the night after WrestleMania 12, which I attended.
Oh, Joey I didn't know was that,
there. Right? Yeah, Joey was there. Supreme was there. The bleachers are gone. But it's where Mankind debuted. It's where a lot of Justin Hawk Bradshaw. Okay, let's get some audio here. Let's check it out.
Little boy! It would no, come on!
Oh, forget about it. Look at.
Come on, this guy might be a freak, but no.
Look, he threw the face buster with a little side twist for more impact. On the little boy.
This little boy does not deserve this punishment. He's done a lot of naughty things probably, but this is absurd.
Chico, you think the mother would dress him a little better instead of some calzones? Right here, the chonies. Right here in the middle of the ring.
You mean the underpants?
Oye, mami, ten más orgullo para el niño tuyo.
Underoos.
Look at that. This guy is thrown around like a little...
Oh, do I have to look at that?
Like a little G.I. Joe. He's thrown around the ring.
Unbelievable.
I'm telling you, Chico, why do we even come to this place? Look at this. Está loco esta gente with the makeup.
Come on, be nice, Rivera, be nice. Now look at this Crack hovering over this little kid, this little boy, Angel.
Wow.
Crack.
Angel is life, no life in the body. Está muerto casi.
Crack obviously not concerned at all about the loss against Pogo the Clown, only cares about Angel. What a match that was. Pogo the Clown. Oh, look, Rivera, Angel's got a wedgie. He's got a wedgie, Rivera. Do you see that?
Am I hearing you correct?
I mean, Crack,
Look, the fan want to fight.
Look at Crack. Look how much concern he has for Angel. And look at this Patrick Hernandez, referee. Oh, Hernandez stomping now from Crack on the referee Patrick Hernandez.
Crack losing his mind. The little boy being injured is triggering a reaction beyond norm.
I don't understand that beating. What was Hernandez trying to flirt with Angel? What the hell was that?
Please, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, I can't remember. In the gay world, that's called a twink, and I can't remember I was a twink back then.
So, boy, so much has changed, man. It's like this is like so astounding that we're seeing these guys that are, I guess they're gay, it's like such a big deal. And then Rivera,
it was easy. If I did something, you were like, oh.
Yeah, right. Well, I was gonna say
that was how you were supposed to be back then,
right? So Rivera and I just periodically are like, "Ew, I don't want to watch." Ew. I mean, I guess selling the fact that we're straight, they're gay, whatever. But that was that was just normal. It wasn't, that part wasn't considered at all controversial at the time, because you're basically saying, I don't do this, so therefore I think it's gross. And if a gay guy watched something straight, the gay guy would say, "Oh, that's gross." So that was just kind of normal, and we turned it up for the humor. But yeah, dude, so much has obviously changed. And but that was your debut. And going back to what you said, John, about we're just Laurel and Hardy here talking back and forth, but Rivera and myself, but
I just remembered something. Right after this, I had to drive. I think it was Supreme, Christie, and somebody else to the airport because they were going to fly out to Japan to do a tour for that. Right after that,
right.
So.
Oh wow! So you drove from San Bernardino
to show, yeah, I drove from San Bernardino and I had to drive Supreme, Christian. I can't remember who else was in the car. Yeah.
So that was your early paying your dues days of XPW, man.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, right. And so close up of the ear. Glad I didn't have hair. Oh man, dude, Playboy Buddy Rose, dude, this was a treat to have him. This was an honor to have him in XPW, an absolute legend. And here he is, the host of the Rose Garden. I'm trying to remember who his guest is. But going back, we'll get some audio in a sec, but going back, look, we had TV all over. So this was Metal Fest. And a lot of these people were just metal fans, but so many people knew about XPW. We're on every Saturday night. So we easily got a crowd here, no chairs, everyone standing the whole show, you know? And yeah, dude, they were rabid. And there were a lot of people that were hungry for a show because again, this was during our lull. So they just wanted wrestling. Let's see Playboy Buddy Rose here, George, because he deserves it.
Forever. I wouldn't take the time to do this if I didn't believe in it, because Playboy Buddy Rose is a winner, and I'm going to make this man a winner, and I'm going to make him just like me. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the one and only, the Gigolo, Steve Rosano.
Ladies and gentlemen, the introduction of Steve Rosano made by Playboy Buddy Rose. People, let me tell you, when I was a little boy,
okay, can you turn it off really quick,
George? Cuba, from Portland, Oregon.
So Steve Rosano, great guy. I'd love to have him back on. Look at that canopy. Just by the way, opposite of Hard Cam, there's a canopy, KNAC 105.5 FM. Yeah, dude. School. It was still a thing. It was still a thing at this time. And I was online looking for some KNAC merch, and everything I found, KNAC, is very expensive. So I bet you that canopy, if somebody has that's worth a lot of money. Anything with 105.5 is like vintage stuff is worth a lot of money. So anyway, just an FYI.
Just mentioned before we went to the Playboy about how these were metal fans and they knew us. It brings me back to a story. I can't remember when it happened, but they invited us to some rock metal show, and it wasn't this one. It was just a show, and it was me, Supreme, Veronica, a few of us, and they just wanted us to come on stage, introduce ourselves, whatever. And nobody knew we were going to be there. And so we said, "Oh, Supreme, why don't you go out there and do it? We're going to be with you, whatever." And Supreme's in the back, like, "No, they're not going to know me. They're not going to know me," because nobody knew. Nope, there was never announced we were going to be there. And I can't remember where it was. It was a big venue. And he's like, "No, they're not going to know me. It's going to look stupid if I go out there and do what I got to do." And we're like, "Well, let's just do it. Let's just try it." So I can't remember if they introduced us or whatever, but we come out, and all of a sudden the crowd erupts, and Supreme goes, "Who am I?" And I want to say about a quarter of the crowd, maybe even more than that, say Supreme. And we're like, wow, these people know who we are. It was amazing because nobody expected that. This was a metal crowd. I can't remember what band it was, or it was a group of bands, but it was just fans like this, because of the TV show and maybe the reputation that we had, that this was a sporting company, that had a wrestling show. People were watching it. You know, people would come up to us and be like, "Man, I've seen you on TV. You're a wrestler from XPW." I'm like, "Yeah."
Right. No, I mean, we talked about this before too, is when XPW started in 99, there was no TV, but it was garnered some attention. Rob was throwing money out, getting stars, and wrestling was so freaking hot in 99. And yeah, and so, but yeah, what you're talking about, absolutely. Once we got TV in April of 2000, as big as it was and the buzz there was, it's like, okay, dude, that now we're on a completely next level because you did notice. Yeah, you did notice walking around. Okay, yeah, let's get some audio. The Great Dynamite D, man.
You know what, man? Why does not this guy just sign up for the circus? Oh no, this guy circus. That's because he's making a job out of the professional wrestling.
It's official now. You talk about the 1980s, forget about Michael Knight, forget about Al, forget about Max Headroom, forget about the Noid. It's all about Mr. 80s Dynamite D.
Look at these people here, man. This is another crowd from another world. Look at that guy with the rooster hair.
What are you doing? Put your hand down, Rivera. Now look at this. He's going to confront both Rosano and Rose.
Yeah, so he's going to take the skirt up the same way.
Thank you. You know what? I thought Dynamite D wasn't here, and as I can see, he's still not here. Roddy Piper, no way. Roddy Piper wears a kilt. You're wearing a skirt. I don't know who you think you are, but I'm going to let you explain yourself.
Obviously, you don't understand. You see, I'm invented the talk show, and you're stealing my gimmick. You Playboy Buddy Rose. Obviously, you don't understand. You see, you steal my catchphrases. You say, just when I think I got all the answers, you'll change the question.
Are you sure this really isn't Piper?
What I'm going to say next is don't throw rocks at a man who's got a machine gun.
You know, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. And I'll tell you what, if anybody's imitating anybody, Dynamite D, you're no Roddy Piper. I ran Roddy Piper out of the Northwest, just like I did Jesse Ventura, and just like the Gigolo's going to do to you tonight, run you out of San Bernardino.
Well, I'm through with you, fat boy, because you don't point your machine gun at Dynamite. That's for you. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I come here to do two things. Chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Sounds familiar.
What? I'm all out of bubblegum.
You know what, man?
Whoa!
This guy.
Yeah, man, the Great Dynamite D, always.
Always did great.
Yeah, we would talk in the back before he would go out because he and I both did impersonations, and I remember I made the ignorance bottle for him, and I came up with ignorance for when he was the model. You know, arrogance, but he had ignorance, and I thought that this was, but that's just such an honor for me to have even helped and been a part of that. And because I would listen to Dynamite D on Wrestle Talk before I got into the business, you know, and we all did. And you can connect anybody in wrestling, at least out here. Anybody somehow is connected to the one guy, because it all started at Slammers. Everything out here started with Slammers. Slammers Wrestling Gym. But yeah, Dynamite. So what we were talking about, John, is dude, like we're doing these watch-alongs, reaction videos, primarily to XPW TV. We're doing some home videos like Cold Day in Hell, Hostile Takeover so far. But yeah, dude, when TV, as big as it was from 99 to April of 2000, once TV hit, oh dude, it was like we all felt the change. And again, we're not talking about TV today. We're talking about TV when there was no internet. We're talking about when all there was for you to go home and watch was television. And we were one of those shows. So really different comparing TV now today than it is. Even if you're on TV now, it's different than it was when we were on, because that was it. You're on TV. You don't have YouTube to go home to watch. You don't have Facebook, Instagram. You have TV. You don't have Hulu. You don't have Netflix. You got nothing. You got TV.
And we were on late at night, and people still found us because it was word of mouth, or anything else. Because I would hear, I've had some guys I've wrestled with, like, man, they say I watched you as a kid, and I'd have to wait till my parents went to sleep. And I remember some of those shows used to be sometimes they would change a little bit. I can't remember, was it KGLA that we originally were on?
KGLA.
I don't know if it was 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. It would come on at the XPW show. But it was late. People would still watch us.
So we were at first we were on what the advantage we had was we were on with WWF and ECW. So at first we were on that block where it was at 10 o'clock was the WWF, Velocity or whatever their whatever their B show was at 10, XPW TV at 11, and then ECW came on at midnight. Then they moved that block, instead of 10, 11, 12, then it became 11, 12, 1. So we were always in that block, and it was like we couldn't have asked for anything better. Now, if I recall, it's coming back to me, I think that was one of the reasons why we didn't have commercials, because we wanted that block. We wanted to be in between, or at least first, second, or third. I think being second was the best spot, right? We were, but yeah, that was at least Los Angeles. I don't think we were in the block though on all of our syndicates, and our syndicates I don't think we were. If we were, it was just by luck. But the syndicates were weird because we were not everywhere, but we were coast to coast. Like, let's say we wouldn't be in Seattle, but we would be in Cincinnati. We wouldn't be in New Orleans, but we would be in Miami. We wouldn't be in Boston, but we would be in Philly. So it was sporadic, yet it was nationwide. But yeah, like you said, we just promoted this show on XPW TV, the San Bernardino show, for like a couple weeks, and it was like we got people there because, again, TV. But yeah, we all definitely felt it. Because we were there. We went out in public, and it's like, oh wow, we're like, I remember going to Disneyland. I remember going to Vegas, and it's like you walk through. It's like every once in a while someone would stop you. Like
wrestling was hot.
Yeah, wrestling was hot. I did remember I got stopped less after I cut my hair because I wasn't as noticeable, right? But like a guy like Supreme, a guy like maybe Jimmy, there were a few guys that you just couldn't not recognize, right?
Yeah.
Playboy Buddy Rose. But yeah, some of us when we were in our street clothes, you couldn't really tell. You were kind of like that because you just had a regular haircut, and
I would be pretty much. I would remember next to somebody, and they'd be like, "Oh man, it was great," and they'd be talking about the gay character. I saw this gay character. They would have realized I was right next to them. They'd be looking at me.
Wow!
I wasn't dressed as Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. But yeah, it was just one of those things where it was Clark Kent Superman. I could put on some different clothes, whatever, and change the attitude, and nobody knew who I was.
Dude, I have one for you. I was at Disneyland, and my family came at it from wherever they were living at the time. We all met up, went to Disneyland, and we were all standing in line for Star Tours. And these kids came up to me like, "Oh, hey, Kris Kloss, XPW, yeah." So I was talking to them for a while, and then like their parents were right there, and the kids were like, "Oh, hey, mom, dad, this is da da da." They explained who I was, and the parents were like looking at me like this, the worst look on their face, like, "Oh, this is them, this is that show." Like, folks, I'm sorry. Like, no, we see what you do. Da 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 da. Like they're talking like it's real. Like, but then part of me was like, "This is awesome." Because they're sold on it, like, yeah. And
perfect example of pretty much when CDs or music was put in, and everybody said, we're gonna help the kids and we're gonna put explicit parental advisory well, kids wanted to see it more. That's how we were. It was porn, wrestling, you know.
Yeah.
And then parents probably didn't like us because we got a lot of. I remember there was a lot of young teenage boys that came to our show.
Right.
Younger crowd, you know. I mean, you can't say there wasn't a mixture of, you know, WWF fans or WWE fans. I don't remember back then. They came to our show, but it was unique. It was unique, the fact that we had this crazy crowd and they wanted this. They wanted the extreme stuff. And we pushed the boundaries, you know, and I'm sure parents were like, wow, I can't, this on TV. How are you guys not getting kicked off, you know?
Yeah. I mean, this was at a time when, put politics aside for a sec. Okay, so Steve Rosano got the win. Playboy Buddy Rose taking him under his wing. Again, an honor to have Playboy Buddy Rose with us at this time. And rest in peace. But yeah, like, this was at a time, politics aside, where everybody, left or right at this time, was just all about, well, actually more from the left, was more, you know, it's all about freedom of speech. It's all about your right to say what you want. If anything, we were getting flack from the conservative right at this time. Yeah, we were getting flack. Like as far as the left in the world at this time, it was like, hey, we don't agree with what Howard Stern says, but he has the right, you know, he has the right. And so the flack we got was just, you know, the same old Bible thumping conservative. No one took it as seriously. I mean, they took it seriously, but not, it's just different today.
Yeah. I honestly, these were fun days. I'm one of the old guys.
There's I always forget his name, that photographer with the curly hair.
Yeah, you would see him on WWE. You would see him everywhere. Yeah. He was really nice. I forgot his name too.
I forgot Stewart. I can't remember, but he I could be wrong there, but I had a tryout. I know a lot of people know this, but I had a couple of tryouts for WWE, and it came down to myself and one other guy, and they decided to go with the status quo. We'll call you later, kind of thing. But anyway, they were gracious. They flew me in limo and all that. And he was in the back, and I saw him, and he came up to me. He goes, "You're working here now?" I'm like, "I hope so." You know, so yeah, I was like, well, he's like, "Oh man, best of luck." Da da da. Yeah, real nice guy. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but yeah, he was everywhere. He was like another Bill Apter. You know, he was. Yeah. But yeah, we are hawking the hell out of this tape, and again, now we know, like, all about making money in wrestling. A big part of it, even more than your pay sometimes, is your merch, your t-shirts, right? So as big as merch was, these videotapes were even bigger than the t-shirts at this time. It was like being in the video stores and having the videotape was a huge deal. And we had that machine with Rob's porno company.
The infrastructure Rob had. I mean, the people that I worked for the Xtreme Associates. I knew where they would get those. You know, there was a company, and I can't remember what it was called, but they would design all that stuff. They would design the box covers. I'd go pick it up. You know,
it was in Chatsworth. It was Art Attack.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah. Yes, they would design the boxes. It was. Rob had the infrastructure to be able to do this. I don't think any other company could, you know. He knew he had the video distribution, everything. So
yeah,
that's why I think it worked out. You know, was we were able to get out there and probably push ourselves and say,
yeah,
you know, this.
Yeah, because once usually when a wrestling company starts, you got to get that momentum in order to get the video distribution. Like, we had a league that was running, but we had this machine that was already running for adult film content, and we just slipped the wrestling content in. We had the edit bay, we had the cameras, we had, again, like you said, the DVD distribution, the artwork company. It was, the machine was not only there, but it was just already rolling. And again, it's like the machine wasn't even stopped. We just inserted the wrestling product in. So yeah, that was one of the many reasons we had a huge advantage. That's why we were ready for television. We were more ready for television than we were the live show with, like, you know, we use, like you saw in San Bernardino, we used the house lights that were there, right? The only stadium, that arena that was set up already for us was the Olympic, because it already had the boxing wrestling lights up on the above the ring. Even the sports arena, we just treated it like the WWF would treat their house shows. It was just the boxing lights underneath the scoreboard that was in-house already there. So we didn't have like but we were more ready for television than we were the live product, you know.
But that worked for XPW. I mean, it would be great to have the great set, but you know, nobody was really doing that. You know, it wasn't like you see nowadays where they have the lights and everything else. I mean, Xtreme ECW was kind of, you know, they had a small set, but it was just them. The wrestling sold the product.
Yep,
that's what we were trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice when we got in the Olympic, and I was actually the one that had the guy bring the lights down, and I shined some of the lights into the crowd, and we brought him back up, and Kevin was like, "Oh, cool." Rob's like, "Ah, whatever." But it looked like $1 million, you know. And I was very excited to do that. I was very into that. I thought I was going to be an electrician at one point, but in my life. But anyway, that did make a difference, you know. But again, going back to TV, like, dude, even though we're in a cubicle here, we were ready for television, you know. Yeah. And man, it was just, like you said, fun times looking back, but it was life-changing being a part of this. And again, I don't think we knew it was going to be a big deal, but I don't think we really knew until television hit, oh my gosh, how much our lives changed, you know?
And I was not a part of it when it started. So I kind of came in, what episode is this, 39 you said, or
33?
33, yeah. So, you know, you had 33 weeks of television, you know, to go with. So I wasn't there when it was no TV, then all of a sudden it was TV, when people were starting to get recognized. Yeah.
So if I'm doing the math, May, yeah, I was just gonna say we're 7 months into it right here. It's television. Yep, here it is. Tool, man. Gary Key, one of the best, dude. So yeah, this is where they introduced Lucifer with him. Maybe a little audio here, George. This was the controversial Lucifer.
I'd like to be able to announce my man's opponent, but as Chris Tucker said in Friday, he got blown the up.
Oye, mira, se parece el
That's the
diablo.
last thing we need to know. Will we have an opponent? No. Will you get to stare at one of the world's biggest specimens? Yeah, take a picture. It lasts longer.
Ooh, Cypher, he's bloating.
Now here we go. Should we walk now, or should they play the music to remember white trash Johnny Webb?
Well, we still don't know the condition of Webb.
Let it be known.
No, don't tell me, Rivera. Do you hear the music?
Satan is a pelon.
Satan's baloney.
Look at these fans.
Wait a minute. We hear the music.
They hear this music, they get disgusted. They want to hear heavy metal.
I don't care what the hell they want. There he is! White trash Johnny Webb! Oh, he's got the singer.
Yeah, so Webb really did that footage you see on the beginning of XPW TV for a while, where the dumpster blew up because the camera was like off to the side because they weren't shooting it. And by the way, Jessica and Lou Cypher, Bobby, were married in real life. Webb's, so this was kind of like blurring the truth here with the storyline. But Gary Key, sorry,
I think this is my last time I was on your show, but the reason I came out, and I still sometimes use it, is I come out to Barbie Girl by Aqua, and that was actually Jessica Darlin's idea. Because I didn't.
Okay. By the way, Pinky Santino I was talking to him. Him and I do MPW. Shout out plug for MPW. YouTube.com/Millennium Pro Wrestling, weekly episodic shows we do. And 19801 Nordau Place, Chatsworth, 7:30 bell time every Friday night, fans. So check it out if you're in the area. But he wants to get you back in the ring. He wants to get you in the dream match between you and who we all know now as Barbie Boy.
Yes,
the two worlds colliding, and he uses your song.
I know he does. I met him at I did a Santino show probably about 2 months ago, not any longer than that. It's rare I'll actually get back in the ring. It's
I know.
Something. But it was for Joey, it was the Santino show, and I was like, we both kind of joked, like he caught me on a good day. I said yes, because usually when people call me and say, "Hey, I want to come do a wrestling show," I'm like, "No, I'm not interested. I don't do it anymore much."
No, I know, but no, that you reminded me with the song there. Look, Tool, I gotta say, Tool was over. Oh yeah, dude. Now it turns into
talk about over. Jimmy was over.
Well, yeah, God, Jimmy was absolutely over. But Tool, what was happening was he started getting over. And I'm nothing against Bobby, Lucifer. I just think for Tool at this time, he was gaining so much momentum, and he was one of those heels that was like he's going to turn into a face because he's so over as a heel, that when Lucifer came in and they incorporated the neo-Nazi gimmick, I think that derailed Tool, because he was already this mysterious guy, and now, we know about him, and he's a neo-Nazi, kind of like, I just think I thought it derailed him. I do think Rivera pointed this out. Well, he did eventually need a mouthpiece. That is true. He did. If anybody needed a manager, it was him, right? But kind of like Paul Bearer, Undertaker type thing, But anyway, no, Tool was great. He was a total professional. He was Gary Key, enhancement talent for WWF. Excuse me.
Why did he leave XPW? Or did they just stop booking him? I don't really know the details.
I don't know. I think it was something. I think it was a dispute between him and Rob. I don't know the details, though. I can't remember. But yeah, big guy and a real gentleman, nice guy, dude. He was a pro. It was good to have him here too, kind of like a Playboy Buddy Rose. He was a veteran, And look at that.
Because he didn't, when I debuted, he was kind of either a tour show later, he was gone. So
yeah, and that wave was just starting with him. I mean, really, he was like. But no, I think it was something with Rob. And well, what happened was he built that set for Rivera and I, the TV set. That's why we're in the cubicle, because it got destroyed at the show, and then he rebuilt it, and then it somehow he rebuilt it, but then they had to they added more cubicles to the office. So we didn't have room for a set anymore. So I don't even know what happened to it after the second time he built it or rebuilt it. How ironic that Tool built the set with tools, right?
It was probably during the construction was when Supreme was throwing all those kids through the stuff. It was probably getting destroyed.
Okay, yeah. So the first time was at the sports arena, and I guess the second time was whatever. It got destroyed when Messiah and Supreme fought in the parking lot.
Yeah, because I remember that. Yeah, they got destroyed. There was a sign somewhere, and they were throwing each other through it. But
and then the first or second time was when Sabu and Terry Funk knocked the whole thing down at the sports arena.
Yeah.
And that was, you saw looped over and over with the highlight videos, the intro, of course. But yeah, behind that black curtain right there. Yeah, this is
with the offices. That thing was a heavy set.
Yeah, this was the San Bernardino National Orange Show, and this was where WWF would come do their shows when they came to San Bernardino. There's Leroy. Yeah. But I get some audio here. See Webb and Jessica.
This is long ways from being over. Because you see, we're still here. We're still standing. Beat me up, kick my ass, put me in Jimmy's home and blow me up. You blew up Jimmy's home. The man lives there.
That's just wrong.
But it ain't over, all right? Because we're blessed here, all right? We survived that. We survived Metal Fest. And we're going to keep on surviving until we make things right, until we have it all nice and even, you know? It used to be where the only gym that I knew was the homeless guy. But now I'm motivated. I'm going to get back in the gym, you know? Now I'm going to start pushing those weights and stuff like that. And I'm going to go back to the old 3 commandments, you know, of the smoking and the pills and the cough medicine, all that good stuff. Because you see, oh my, because you see, Tool, you may be a real big boy and all, whatever, but I ain't done with you yet. You know, Jimmy, he was just some sort of a distraction, you know. He kind of got in my way, you know. I'm a lone wolf. I work alone, you know. If it would have been just me and you, whole different scenario. That whole thing wouldn't have gone down that way, all right? So just so you know, I'm dedicated now. And I'm going to do something about this situation. And you're going to see real soon, all right? You're going to find out real soon. And I'm done talking.
Okay. Okay, George.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Messiah. Yeah, we fixed the TV, you know. We put some new, fresh tinfoil on there. We saw what you said the other week there, Mr. King of the Deathmatch. Don't forget, pal, I beat you twice already, all right? I made you the fallen angel, all right, off the top of that cage, all right? I beat you over there at the Palace in Hollywood, okay? And Deathmatch with your little thumbtacks and your barbed wire, I got blown up, man. I got blown up, and I'm still here, okay? So take your best shot, pal. When I'm done with Tool, then you can come and give me some of your mess.
Yeah.
Oh man, what do you like? What character do you like more, White Trash Johnny Webb or when it was Webb? I thought when it was Webb, it was a lot more funnier. Like he just, I mean, he was great at both, but
yeah,
that gimmick was just some of the stuff he did. There was this restaurant that was by the second office, the one in North Hollywood, and you always talk about it. Somebody made it like a karate studio,
right? Yeah, and the whole Elvis thing. No, it was, I guess, apples and oranges. They're both different.
Yeah,
but
they're great.
But no, he was, and you know, shout out to Webb. He's the one that edited all of this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that did all this. Well, there it is, folks. XPW TV episode number 33, and that is back in November 25th, 2000. So a little while ago. Angel, that was your debut, my friend. That was your first time in XPW, and boy, the ride was just beginning for you, brother.
For all the scars, bumps, and everything else.
Yeah. Fun to go through that. This was again during that lull, but this was the lull where we had some matches. We had the San Bernardino Metal Fest show, talking about how that turned out, just the fan base back then, the product, how different times are, especially with your character, Crack, and how it was presented. Saw play by Buddy Rose, the late Great Dynamite D. Really fun, man, going down that rabbit hole with you. And yeah, anything you want to say before we head out here? Any plugs, any shout outs to your many fans out there?
I'm not really wrestling anymore.
But you still have your fans.
Still the fans, hopefully. But yeah, there's nothing I really plug any because I'm not really in the business anymore. So if I do decide to wrestle again, you know, it's just spur of the moment. Somebody catches me on a good day and they ask me, you know, like that. So unfortunately, right now there's nothing I had planned.
Well, Angel, it's always great to see you, my friend. It's always great to catch up with the whole roster, and you are definitely atop of that list.
Good to see you, Chris.
Yeah,
It's been yeah. It's been since I saw you. Well, the first time I think with XPW, the new one that Rob does. So
right, we saw each other at the Derby room, and that was dude. That was the first time we'd seen each other in quite some time. Yeah. But we'd love to have you back on here because, boy, man, you are a huge part of XPW and XPW's history, and man, hardcore. You're right on that list with Supreme, Vic Grimes, all the greats, man.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us right here once again for another episode of Xtreme Memories. My name is Kris Kloss, your host, and our guest today, Angel, the Hardcore Homo from way West Hollywood, California. And thank you, Angel. Thank you, fans. Again, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll say that again. Like, share this video, comment, and subscribe to the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel. We'll see you next time for another episode of Xtreme Memories.